All right. Huddle, huddle, huddle. Save, save, save. Build a, build a, build a. Sound money, sound money. Well, hello, world. Hello, everybody out there. Twitter and YouTube and my handful of fans. And,
Yeah. One viewer, but we're
well, we don't know. Come on.
Yeah.
We're just doing it regular, and that's the most important thing. I've never really had a big following on YouTube anyway. I
Right.
seem to have, done it all with Medium, and so that's where I'll stick where my strength is. I don't.
right.
And you're not near as beautiful as the goat lady.
There's the goat lady, exactly.
No, so I don't think we'll ever
not coming in.
go to the next level when it comes to YouTube. But you know what? I'm not worried about that because I'm doing this because I want to, and
Right.
not because I have to. And so we're going to do a read through. One of the I think it was a very simple article that really explains so much, and it's partly my story, and that is how I became a Bitcoin multimillionaire with half my Social Security benefits. And there's a lot of stuff going on now in Twitter, and I want to take my hat off to a couple of youngsters. Well, they're not youngsters. I think they're half my age, so I consider them youngsters. But there's some guys out there that are just doing some fantastic work when it comes to exposing a lot of the scams that are out there, particularly when it comes, and of course I'm emphasizing the trade people that claim they know how to trade and they're making
Right.
all these millions and they're selling systems, multi-level marketing and all that kind of stuff. And there's a couple of guys out there just doing a fantastic job. One of them is Coffeeville. I think he goes by the name Stefan, but he's really developed a persona and does his research. He's got a great sidekick too. I just watched their they did a whole exposure of the Jeffrey Epstein scandal
Oh,
and everybody, and that was very thorough. And I thought they did an excellent job. But they're just very good investigative reporting there that we need to see more of. And then there's another young man that actually is exposing the MLM.
Really?
Yeah, and campaigns and how they're so deceptive, but they reach their audience. I could talk about things and say these things, but coming from an old guy, I'm just not going to be listened to.
Right.
But coming from one of their own, and they're doing a fantastic job in getting the message across, and they're really reaching people. They've actually pulled people out of the MLMs and starting to expose the horror stories. And that happens there, and so I wanted to go through one of my classic articles, and that is how I became a Bitcoin multimillionaire with half my Social Security check. Now, this is not real sexy, and so it's kind of like watching paint dry. But guys, it works, and you just it takes discipline. It takes some. It's not. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme, and there's very real
Magic beans.
yeah, no magic beans, but there's a real reason why it works, and which we will actually outlined in the article, and it also outlines, in a very easy format, why. This phenomenon is occurring and why we're going through this huge speculative bubble just on everything. Of course, part of what right now it's all these stimulus checks. It's just so disrupted the economy and the way normal things are done. It's just almost impossible to make sense of things anymore. So, and one of the things that this caught my attention, I wrote this way back in August 2019. And what really inspired me as I was driving probably up crossing the border. I live in Mexico, and so I go across about once a month and was listening to the radio. And I hear the spot advertisements on the internet, clickbait, by so-called expert licensed certified financial planners, and promising the gullible that they can maximize their retirement benefits from the bankrupt Social Security system. Of course, they charge for the service. They have an initial thing where you go and this is free, but then, well, if we do this for you, you're going to have to pay for it. But they're, while ignoring what my mentor, E.C. Harwood, identified as the three greatest swindles of all time. And that was inflation, Social Security, and the Securities Exchange Commission. Now, this was written way back in the 70s. It needs to be updated a little bit because he hit some of the biggest inflation unquestionably is the biggest fraud out there. And then the next one is Social Security, but actually it's all entitlements. Since he wrote that, there's just so many more entitlement programs. It's just, there's this cradle to grave security. And, they call it safety net or whatever. Guys, that used to be done with charity. It doesn't help anybody, and we're finding that out to be given that free lunch. That's what charity's for. That's what friends and family are for. And when people, and there's no point in helping people when they're not ready for help.
Right.
That just doesn't ever work.
Doesn't work.
And then I call that entitlements. And then the third one is the SEC, which is Securities Exchange Commission. But to make it simpler, you could call just about any kind of regulation causes the same kind of malfunction in the marketplace, from a free marketplace. And so here's a typical, scroll down and you will see a typical ad that is run by, published by a certified financial planner. It looks like this happy guy, and he's got his Social Security, and now I'm happy, and, Social Security takes care of me. Well, it doesn't. Most people are going to pay far more into it than they get out of it. And if a certified financial planner were to outline what I'm outlining here, they'd be kicked out of their own association for being irresponsible and ignoring their branded and perverse form of risk management. I know there's a lot of honest guys that are really trying to help, but you know what? You're really not, because when you're defending this stuff, you're really a classic drone. You're defending a bankrupt government monetary policy and retirement system. You should be working to abolish Social Security, not advise people how to use it. But in that sense, I'm going to tell you how to use it. You want to get yourself out of it as best you can. And they do it to the detriment that they purport they want to help. They just radiate with effortless, that's a $10 word I use, kind of bubbling up aura of legitimacy through, because they're all registered, they're approved or recognized by some government authority. And of course the government says, well, we're not approving them, they're just registered. It's a licensing type of a thing. And so it gives them an air of credibility, which is a phony credibility. And that is not unusual. It's typical of the mentality that becomes manifest when criminals are allowed to create money, distribute society's wealth, and then they're empowered to regulate both. And so at best, these planners become proficient in the rearrangement of deck chairs on the Titanic, and at worst become apologists for the ongoing criminal enterprise of a magnitude never before seen in history. Because all they're doing is saying, okay, here's the program, we're going to set it up so, I know how I did it, and it's real simple. I elected as soon as I could draw it. I took it and I put it elsewhere. And I can't remember. Let's see, I think I started when I was 62, which would have been, I'm almost 72 now, so that would have been 10 years ago, about 2011. Be about 2011. I didn't know about Bitcoin until 2013. But as soon as I did, then I used that. So I tried not to spend it, because I was, had my own little business that I was operating and was building that, and just would use that Social Security to increase my net worth, and mainly by buying Bitcoin. And so, and so rather than doing a job that they should be doing and exposing inflation and entitlements and regulation for what they are, the frauds that they are, they're these registered financial advisors are really just useful idiots to comfort their fellow frogs by holding their front toes as the heat continues to rise to a boiling point. So let's go down. And these apologists emphasize their pedigree and pretense of knowledge while ignoring common sense. I mean, they come across with I don't have any right credentials. You know, I did 11 years in prison, and I came out and did this, and I don't have, I would not, they would deny my licensing. If I applied, I could not be a financial planner, I'm sure, because I have a criminal history. So, anyway, common sense reveals that inflation, entitlements, and regulators for the swindles that they are, all three, and here's the deal, all three are inventions of the United States government. Okay, they're not marketplace inventions. It's not something that we've done on our own. It's forced upon all of us. So common sense also reveals the best possible solution to financial freedom, and the promise of Social Security is to exit the corrupt system as quickly as possible by collecting your benefits as quickly as possible and converting them to something incorruptible. Now, below is the results of monthly dollar cost averaging of $500 into Bitcoin from the last two peaks. And the earliest standard benefit from Social Security is about $1,000, you know, if you're a single guy. And those wise retirees who convert less than half of their benefits into Bitcoin generally have Social Security now, along with financial freedom. That's what I have, guys. That's why I'm able to do what I'm doing right now. And if they started on or before January 2014, as I did, and which was the first peak that we had, I think I entered Bitcoin in 2013 of August. I bought my first Bitcoin a little under $100, and then it ran up and peaked out in January of the next year. So what we do is we just show the results, assuming the very worst timing, that, you know, you couldn't time it any worse, but you put half of your Social Security check into Bitcoin, and you can see the results. It goes very slowly at first, and you can see there for a while. If you look at 2014, you actually, or 2000, let's see, I think it's 15, you actually had an investment of $8,000. Look at April of 2015. Can you put the arrow there? Yeah, you got an investment of $8,000 and you lost half of it. It's now worth $45.82. So it doesn't, you know, we picked the peak, we'll pick the worst timing, but you keep on a disciplined dollar cost averaging, and it eventually starts working for you. And of course, then we went to a peak. You can see how Bitcoin rose over time. And it peaked in, I think, November of 2000. We keep going to December of 17. There it is. There, January 17. There it is. 19,000, 20,000. Yeah, 20. It was 17. Went to.
We're here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So now you have an investment of $24,000, and with a net worth of almost $1 million.
Wow.
Okay, now that was at the peak.
Wow.
Yeah. So
that's pretty good.
now, well, it is, but you know, if you're sitting there trying to trade the thing, unless you know what you're doing, which, you know, I try and teach people how to trade correctly.
Yeah, half of us don't, you know. So
you know, if you don't know, if you think you're going to make money overnight,
you're not.
You're not. It's not, guys. It's not trading is not a path to riches. It's money management, and
I think it's
really
a privilege to some people that can actually do it and do it real well. I mean, it's actually a privilege. Like, wow.
Well, it's not not that hard, but you know, and hopefully the way I teach it, it finally gets through. But the key is not being right or wrong, because they don't
get it because they think you're some guru or
and they think I know where the
out some
market's
magic
going
beans or something.
It's a lot of hard work. Everything is work, guys. It's just like, you know,
just don't hand you things out to you.
All this virtual stuff is just, I mean, it's all these crap coins. It's all virtual wealth. Like but you need to figure out that they're creating. Well, I've written other articles on that, but let's stay on point. And the point is that it's the discipline of dollar cost averaging that makes it work. And if the market peaked there in 2017, and you can see that if you kept dollar cost averaging, okay, where'd we go? Let's go 2017. Yeah. Now, your net worth decreased again during the bear market. You can see there in August 15th of 2018, the market had dropped down to 6,000. In fact, you can drop down there to January the 15th. Yeah, when it will drop down to $3,200. Now the investment of $30,000 had dropped down to 100 and
wow.
Yeah. Or dropped down. Yeah, 162. So you had a top value of 800, almost $1 million, and you saw that drop a whole bundle.
A whole bundle, yeah.
So that's the kind of thing you have.
Not a lot of people can handle that. I think that kind of pressure, like they'll probably just wimp out and just.
You have to be fundamentally, you have to be fundamentally
mentally challenged and everything, and prepared to like what you're gonna face up to, right? I mean, that's how I see it. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
No, you look at it. It's discipline, and you can be wrong. I wrote that article. Can you have too much Bitcoin? Yes, you can. You can have too much if your family, if you lose, because
especially if you don't know what you're doing, right?
Even if you know what you're doing, it's still a monetary. It's a great speculation. Right. It's not a store value. It's just something that moves that much. I'm sorry, it's a wise speculation. Okay. And it sucks as cash. It's because of the times that we live in. So you want to get to the position where, if you want to have a hodl, but you don't want that hodl so big that if, something happens and, Bitcoin is not the experiment we think it is. I think it is. There's no reason not to think so. But it's still going to be subject to these wide swings. And so therefore, you don't want to be forced to sell when you don't want to.
Okay, I see. Okay.
You want to sell. It worked. You had your hodl and you had your own emergency.
Yeah. Well, let's keep going down.
We don't want to talk about your emergency, but basically you had surgery and it was a big expense, and boy, that couldn't have happened at a better time.
At a better time, exactly.
So it happened.
Let's keep going, and then
it happened at 60,000 Bitcoin and not 30,000. That's what it's for, and now you can build it.
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for that, I don't know, but I mean, man, I'm glad I listened to you, and
it was an elective.
I kept it. He said, "Don't spend it. Keep it there. Just keep it there." And then next thing you know,
there you have it.
There you have it, guys. I had my anal cyst out. I was good, and I rewarded myself. Why? Because.
All right.
I waited.
So that's what we did. Very practical advice. Right. No get-rich scheme here. And then, the whole cycle kind of happens all over again. So we hit a peak again in 2017, and then we had this huge dip. And, of course, then we had the run-up here this last year. And, I traded, did very well last year, but I missed the move from 20,000 to 60,000. Yeah, there you go. So actually this year, when we went over the $20,000 mark, by dollar cost averaging, it went over $1 million. And now we're experiencing another dip, but it's still worth.
Look at that.
But you're not gonna be rich in 3 weeks. I know
exactly.
It's not gonna,
yeah.
And
a lot of people want it like in a day.
And you've been working for a living the whole time, right?
Right.
Exactly. That's the whole point. And you're learning a lot more. I mean, we're doing this show. You learn. We used to do this. We used to do this all with auto dialing.
Yeah.
And now you've learned the technology, and
it's fun.
And the whole thing, we're doing better quality shows, and we want to get better and better. And we're getting there.
I remember the crappy ones we did before.
I still think most people look and say, this is crappy, but it's a whole lot better than our first crappy ones. So we scroll down, guys, and here we go again. We started at the next peak and say, okay, you missed out. But I didn't buy Bitcoin when it was under $100 like you did, ugly. I said, okay, that's fine. But when's the best time to buy Bitcoin?
Yeah.
Well, today,
Tomorrow.
yeah, tomorrow, yesterday, whatever. So the next peak was 2017. We ran up to 20,000. It shows there 17,000 was the peak. There were spikes well above that, but if you start out there, same old deal, same old, and you go down there and here you go. Well, look at this. You had invested. You can go right there, 2018. You invested $6,500 and you lost half of its value. It was under 3,000. Well, you're suffering. It doesn't look very smart at that time, does it?
All right, so you keep going.
But you keep going and you keep going and you keep going. And now, here we go. Yeah, there you go. You got a total investment of $10,000 and now it went up to $7,000. That was took a couple years.
Right.
But, I know so many people, I give them Bitcoin, tell them $1, and then as soon as they make, I'm getting out and I'll buy the dip. Well, yeah, but what if it doesn't dip? And there's your problem. So as long as like I say, the strength in Bitcoin, the fundamental case for Bitcoin is not even Bitcoin. The fundamental case is that we live in a world where we have these three great government swindles, and it's inflation, entitlements, and regulation. And those are getting worse, not better. And until that gets corrected, which will probably take a generation, we've got a long way to go to correct these markets. So, Mary, we keep scrolling down, and even if you bought the last peak, there you are on June 15th. If with a $21,500 investment, you now made 4x on your funds. So this is no get rich quick scheme. This is no how I made $1 million in 6 weeks trading Bitcoin. No, I dollar cost average. I hodl, and that's why we teach. I teach hodl. Okay, save, which means hey, when it works for you, you can fix your ass. When your ass breaks down, you can get it fixed. And the third thing is you build it. You do new things, which we're doing right now because we're doing this show.
Right.
I'm trying to teach through example, and I hope that the message is getting across. I think it does. I think it registers to some degree. It's not sexy. And that's why I don't have 1 million followers. I could create a shitcoin and get 1 million followers probably within. Okay, so let's finish this article up and then go to our next project, which is our conference coming up. But scroll down. Let's get through this, baby. All right, now I started collecting Social Security in 2012 at the earliest possible date, knowing I could better manage the proceeds than certified financial planners or trusting my government that the dollars of 2012 would be the same as those in 2020. And I did not discover Bitcoin until 2013. I continued working. I put my Social Security benefits to work in Bitcoin. And today I am a Bitcoin millionaire. And this trend is likely to continue. The fiat dollar tsunami has just started, and the tide continues to go out. Now, you can pick up a few available fish in the sand or be like me and run for the hills. That's what I've done. I don't even want to be in the United States because I think we got major issues coming there. But that's your choice. I can understand. I have family in the United States, and most of them have no desire to leave and come down here to Mexico. But I think it's a wise move. So you run for the hill, my dear friends, run. You will only get such prodding from an ugly old goat. Those retired know-it-alls, they haven't a clue. So hodl, save, build on Bitcoin and the Bitcoin standard alone. It's crunch time, and your financial survival and your family depends on it, okay? So how much is too much Bitcoin? Well, all you have is Bitcoin, and your family isn't provided for with the house and the basic necessities, then you've got too much Bitcoin. So, how much percentage of your net worth should be, that's up to you. I have There was a day when I didn't have much, so I had everything in Bitcoin. But as Bitcoin works, you've seen it happen.
Yeah, I saw it.
You know, where were we living?
Yeah,
In Zorrillo.
Right.
We bought a little casita, and now we have this. We lived in this house for a while. Now we're moving out of our.
And now the other one. Yeah.
Yeah, the goat lady is building a new house.
Property.
And we're gonna, we want to start now Bitcoin Standard Institute. We don't even know what it is. I'm not the, smartest turnip on the block. There's a lot of people smarter than me, but you know what? The principles apply to anyone, and you don't need to be, you don't have to know all the back end on how Bitcoin works to make it work for you. So. All right, that's it. I think we got through what we wanted to do, and now I want to cover the upcoming conference that we're having. And this is some of the swag that we'll be getting. We got Victor, my son-in-law, did this wonderful little logo, which is going to be the conference logo. And then we have the other one that will probably be on the back. We're doing T-shirts now.
I think we're going to choose it. I think we're going to
do a different one?
Yeah. We'll probably have Victor do a different one, see if he has a different one.
Okay.
I think.
Well, that's a simple.
Yeah. This is just a simple one, but maybe a different design would be kind of cool.
Well, we'll get it all done, and so anyway, it's all coming together.
Yep.
And the website is.
Can I show the website?
Let's share the website. We're going to start promoting because I didn't really want to promote this conference till all the T's were crossed and the I's dotted. Because I've been in businesses before where we got ahead of ourselves. We weren't ready to handle things. And so we are. There we go. We've got a great lineup. You want to hit the panelists? Guys, and I don't know if that's a complete. There were 3 of them that were missing, and I got 1 or 2 more I do want to add. There we go. We got, and the cool thing is we got, of course, me, Tone Bass, Jimmy Song. Jimmy Song's doing a workshop on teaching Bitcoin, and then we have Knut, Svanholm, who's written a couple books on Bitcoin. Giacomo, who's one of my favorite people on Twitter, and he's going to be the featured keynote speaker at the dinner on Thursday night. So that's the only speaker. All the rest is going to be panelists. We have David Puel, who is a super fundamentalist. When he talks,
nice guy.
I have to get my dictionary out to understand, but he really knows the background. He uses $10 words, and but he knows his stuff. He was done a lot of work with Willy Woo, I think Jimmy Song too. We got Joachim Buch, who writes articles for American Institute for Economic Research, and of course Juan Galt, who I'm sure you guys all know. Thomas Hunt is going to be the master of ceremonies and Mad Bitcoin, and which is great because he'll keep everything flowing for us. And then
he has a good vibe.
Yeah, he's a fun guy.
Yeah,
I mean, he really is.
He's a good guy.
We don't agree on any of our politics, but that's what's kind of cool about Bitcoin. You don't have to,
Yeah.
We have a variety of views here.
He's like the life of the party. He's a spark. Yeah, he's a funny guy.
All right, and then we've got Derek Walchek, he's one of the authors with Jimmy Song on Thank God for Bitcoin, which is going to be this beginning panel. Bitcoin Mechanic, who I just recently met in Miami. He's an impressive guy. He's really got some content. He's excited about coming down here, and I'm excited about showing him what we have, because I think he's thinking very seriously of.
Really?
Yeah, because he lives up there in Canada now, and they have all these restrictions. And then Gabriel Devine, who already lives in Guadalajara. So
really?
Yeah, he's already made the move. We've got Robert Allen coming, who has Bitcoin and Friends cartoon.
BTC and Friends.
BTC and Friends. And then we've got Daisy Coleman, and she's going to actually be leading one of the panels. She's a professional photographer and been in Bitcoin for a long time. Guys, a lot of the speakers are just people that are like ordinary people that are using Bitcoin. That's part of what this conference is about. We have, I'm not sure if Sol Coutinho is going to be there or not. He's actually my daughter-in-law's brother. He might be coming, so we put him on there. Hopefully he'll be able to make it. We got Mir Liponi, who is also Giacomo's wife. She's going to be moderator and also a participant, Victor, who a lot of our members know. He wrote the equity app. Guy Swan, who I've never met before, but he's supposed to be really well read in Bitcoin. Goat Lady, Patrick, Bitcoin Motors, Kim Zazo. Is that it? Because we have some other people that have not been added. So till everything, we still have a few different things that need to be done. But the cool thing about this, guys, if you want, you pick your favorite picture there. Yeah, just click on one. So there you go. Yeah. So there it goes. Now it goes to him. What? Now he is the he's on one panel, but he's the featured speaker. Probably let's pick a definitely because it shows what panel he's on. But just go back one if you can. Yeah, pick. All right, pick David Puel. He's good because pick David. There you go, and here you see what it shows. Every panel that he's a member of, that he's going to be speaking on, is listed there like that. Okay.
Okay.
And so,
okay. Here we go.
Right.
Okay. Here.
Right.
Okay.
All right. So now, and then under his name, look at this. Okay. Go register for conference. Now, by hitting his name, now that takes you right to our website to order the conference ticket. Okay. By pitting that, you get a 15%. It's time we're teaching the secrets. Okay. You hit that picture, you'll get 15%.
Wasn't this for members? But okay.
Yeah, just whoever you want to support. Like if you want to support the Goat Lady, or support me, you can print. But whoever picture you pick, they have an affiliate code, and because we haven't really gotten on with these people, we want them to bring their followers to this thing, and so their followers will get a 15% discount off of the price of the conference ticket. They get a little help,
reward.
Not reward because they brought us a new customer. So you're supporting them and getting yourself a discount. And the total cost of the conference right now is $1,995, but it's an incredible value. It includes, you hit the discount code, you're going to get it for $1,695. So, and you get
here's the here it is. Schedule.
There's a schedule, so you're going to get 5 days and 4 nights, okay, if you do the whole conference ticket. And we're going to be promoting once this website, again, it's almost there. We got a few little things to do. Once we get it going, then we'll be promoting it. But the price will go up. This price will go up on the 1st of July. So we're going to be promoting it from here on out, probably within the next, I hope, 48 hours. And then that'll be through July 1st.
Oh, this one's going to be fun.
Yeah. And then we've got the adventure tour. Guys, we want this to be the conference, the Bitcoin conference of 2021.
I want to drive one of these when we're out there.
Well,
I called Dave's. Sorry, I called Dave's. They're very fun.
So they're a lot of fun. Well, you probably be driving that Honda. So
the
Honda's nice.
The Honda's nice.
I've got 3 of them, but we have a professional.
I kind of feel that I'd rather drive an ATV, but kind of like.
But you drove you drove the UTV.
I drove the Honda. The Honda is very nice. It's fun. My kids had a blast.
And we're gonna have a professional. That's all they do is a family. That's what they do is they do these adventure tours, and they have
Rigoberto.
Rigoberto and his son
and his family.
Yeah, well, it's his son.
It's him and his son.
Salvador.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was on the show. We're gonna have him on again, and then his daughter is actually organizing she's the event coordinator for us, and she's got it all down. So once you buy a ticket, guys, you will get. We want your schedule, because if you can either fly into Tijuana, and we have shuttle pickup where we'll pick you up at the airport, or you can come to the border and we can pick you up. And you have to buy a transportation ticket, which isn't going to be that much, or you can drive down. It is a very safe drive. You just stay on the main road. If you come, the best way to come is probably through San Ysidro in San Diego.
Right.
And then you just follow what it says, the
The scenic route.
Scenic route. But you can also come in through Tecate, which is a beautiful drive, or Mexicali, and come in that way. The Baja is a very, the Baja is just, it's kind of a different state from the rest of the Mexico, and it's very, very safe. And here's what we do, and you see pictures of that. And we got the conference is at the Lucena Hotel. It will. We have a Canterbury dinner there on the Wednesday night before the conference. So if you get the full ticket, you want to come in on Wednesday. Once you get your ticket, we will set you up with Christina, who is the event coordinator. We want to be there to pick you up when you come to the border. If you need that, you're welcome to drive. And then the same thing when you go back. So on the conferences, the Canterbury dinner is Wednesday night. The conference is 2 days, Thursday and Friday. And then Friday after the second session, we hop on shuttle buses and take everybody out to the ranch out there. And it's pretty nice little ranch, lots of cabins. And
you got stuck there?
Yeah, I got stuck on that one. And I was driving the goat lady's F-250. So we got lots of cars down here, guys. We like our cars. You're going to get dirty on the adventure tour.
Yeah. So this is basically, I mean, it's not the same route, but this is what you're going to
be doing. We're not going to go to Rendia. But
but this is kind of like
actually,
the fun.
Right. We're going to be on the actual route of the Baja 1000. But we're going to go from the Horsepower Ranch to Ojo Negro. On Saturday, there'll be different groups. When you check in, we'll have that all organized. Everybody go at a different time. So people that want to get up and go early can do that. You just like to sleep a little later in the morning, and then we'll have one in the afternoon. We might have as many as 4 different groups going out, and
there's the Honda.
Yep, that's the one. So, whoops, what happened there? Wreck but not ruin. Yeah, we're not gonna be. We were out on our own, and we're gonna be well supervised. Nobody should have that kind of.
There's the goat.
Yeah, there I am. So anyway, you guys can watch that, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. All right, so sign up for the conference. We welcome you. We want to come in and be with us. We do, right now we are limited to about 100 people with the speakers, but I do think it'll open up where we can double that. And I do, expect that we will sell out. And
there's the thing with Jimmy Song.
Yeah, I do want to mention that, guys. We have 2 workshops, and one of them is Jimmy Song's programming blockchain, and so
you have to know Python, right?
You need to know Python, and he has a little test you have to take. He does not accept. He doesn't want to waste your time. Right. He doesn't want. If you need to have a little programming background to take that class, and so that will be what is that? The 11th and the 12th, or
right here.
Oh, wait.
10 and 11.
10th and 11th. I'm sorry. Which is Tuesday and Wednesday. And the 11th is the Canterbury dinner. So, and that'll be right here at the...
over there?
All right. Yeah, we're going to be right across the street. We're setting that up now so we can have the workshop there. And then Giacomo is having his Running Bitcoin, which is going to teach you how to set up a node. And also teach you the Lightning Network and how to set that all up. Now, I have it rumored, and I think it's true. I think Tone Vegas is actually he's always wanted to take this course, and so he's coming, I think early, and we'll be taking this course, Giacomo's course. So, guys, if you want to do this, this is a great time to do it, and you'll be able to learn with Tone Vegas, hang out. But those guys are busy. I walked in on that class, and they're all busy watching Giacomo and doing their thing. So it's the one thing I wanted to do, but I'm not going to be able to do it this time. I have to do it another time because I got to host this. We got work to do. So anyway, that's the deal. You will need another. Again, I think Giacomo's workshop, I think, is $1,000, and Jimmy Songs is I think 3,000. I'm not sure of that. They're two. Yeah, $1,000, and you can sign up there. You will need an extra day at a hotel. You don't have to stay at Lucerno. There's plenty of hotels available even next to our house here. So within walking distance. So it just depends upon what you want. But let us know if you're going to that. We'll make sure you have accommodations or can make reservations for you. So that's it. I think we are done.
Yep.
Hope we got any questions on there, people.
Let's see.
One question. Oh, I have no clue. If you follow me, I have no idea where the market's going, and I trade accordingly, which is really a weird concept. Because that's not people naturally they want to know, well, where's the market going, and I have no clue. I mean. That's why I recommend dollar cost averaging. I'm a very successful trader consistently. I publish all of my trades, and last year I was very fortunate. Ran, I don't know, about $5,000 into $1.5 million or something like that. But and it's all there. I mean, everybody saw I did it this year. I'm still just treading water sometimes, but I'm not. This has not been my kind of market. I loved the trading last year. This year, I missed the move. But my net worth tripled. I mean, I've done better this year, and I haven't even traded or lost a little bit trading. So it's just how you structure things, and that's what this is about. How you got to just put everything in the correct perspective, and when you do, it'll start working for you. And that's why we have a lot of stories here. I mean. One of the best stories and funny guys is Zezo Duarte, because we did a working men's Bitcoin cruise about 1.5 years ago, and he's been a big follower of me and Tone Vase, and was trading, and he had built a little hodl of a few Bitcoin and completely blew it up, lost his entire hodl, and that was money management that killed that. I said, Zezo, would you be willing to share that story? Because everybody wants to talk, well, I did this and I did that and I know where the market's going, but the real thing, the facts are that most people lose their shirt trading because they really don't know what they're doing, and so. And he realizes now that his mistake wasn't necessarily his trading decisions. I know people don't want to hear this, but I teach it's really not important if you're right or wrong in the market. It just isn't. And that's a real hard concept to swallow. Oh, is that the tweet? Yeah, guys, these are two really good guys to watch. This guy here is his name. I forgot his name, but
here,
he's doing some really good work. And then below them, to hit my other tweets, and I found him because I was watching CoffeeZilla, or Stefan is his name. He's just doing. I can't believe the content, the amount of content, and the quality that he's putting out is just amazing. Yeah, so here he is, this guy right here, Oopsie Daisy. He goes through Mark Cuban and how he was promoting some shit coin. But this is, his name's Coffee Break, or what he goes by, and his name's Stefan, but he just puts out some fantastic stuff. He's not so big on Twitter, but he's real big on YouTube and some of these other social media platforms. But he's reaching the right crowd. He just is. All right, so there's another one I recommend. That's a thing by Parker Lewis, an interview done by Peter McCormick. There's just all kinds of good stuff out there, guys. But there's so much more bad stuff.
Right.
That's the problem. And if nothing else, I mean, part of the education process is just leading you in the right direction. and hopefully I'm one of those. So here, yeah, my last article was can your hollow be too large? Yes, it can be, and it was a very short article, but it shows you how your hollow can be too large, and it's something that if you don't think that way, if you think, well, no, I need to have more, but I want more, 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 you don't really get it because more isn't necessarily more.
Right.
And there's a lot more to more than more, and and that means your priorities. And I think hopefully we're going to cover a lot of that in the very first panel we have on Thank God for Bitcoin. So anyway, we can go through. We can briefly go through the conference schedule so they can see the setup. We're not having speakers, okay? We only have one featured speaker, and that's Giacomo Zucco. That'll be when we have that'll be after our poolside dinner or poolside buffet on Thursday. And then we have all of these topics. And the very first one we're going to do is Thank God for Bitcoin. And we actually have three of the authors of the book on there. We've got Bitcoin Mechanic, who I know is also a Christian, professing Christian. And the Thank God for Bitcoin is written by professing Christians. I mean, I'm not judging anybody's souls or but they're professing Christians. And Knut wanted to be on that panel because he's an atheist. I said, well, you know what? Atheists are welcome here. So we'll have that perspective. And then we're going to have the difference between Bitcoin and the Bitcoin standard, which, think about that one for a while. There are two different things. There is Bitcoin, and then what is the Bitcoin standard? Well, that's kind of what we do with ourselves, how we use it. And then what is the future of Bitcoin banking? And that's going to be another. There's a lot to these topics. Let's scroll down a little bit. We have a little break with a lunch break. We do the how to use Bitcoin as your treasury, and that's people that are entrepreneurs and they use Bitcoin, managing and hedging risk on the Bitcoin standard. I'll be on that panel. Well, we still need to update that. There's some errors on that too. So we got a few little mistakes that need to be
Friday.
Yeah, and we have another one on that Thursday. But when we update it, you'll see it. And here is what is competition in currencies. That's the following day.
Yep.
Will Bitcoin become the world reserve currency? 100% reserve, fractional reserve, or no reserve? Well, what do we need? Another break? Mm-hmm. The politics of the Bitcoin standard and building on the Bitcoin standard. And then I think the last one is the future of Bitcoin standard.
That's everybody.
Probably going to have the one above it. I'm going to have more speakers on there because
this one.
Yeah, because I want to emphasize that it's all the people that are using it in everyday life and how we're using it. Because the other stuff is great. I love Tone and Jimmy and all that, but these are just brick and mortar people that we're all just regular people that we're using Bitcoin, and I think that's the most important message to get out, really. Right. And so that's kind of the feature of this. We don't, we've got some superstars on this conference, people that really know their stuff, but a lot of it is just regular people like you and me. That
average Joe
figuring out Bitcoin every day.
Yep.
So that's what it is. So welcome, guys. We want to come, and like I say, it's you can't get a better vacation and learn at the same time. So, if
and then we got the award.
And we got on Thursday night. That's when Giacomo speaks, and so and you know what, it's a business write-off too. This is not just for fun. So you can write off if you have your own business. Of course, you can write off your own traveling expenses, and if your wife works for you, you can write hers off. I know my dad used to think that was horrible. You could take your secretary on a business trip for a tax deduction, but not your wife, and so you have to bring her into the business even if she doesn't want to. So they're not. And of course, the children, they still tax you on that. So, but this is a kids-friendly event too.
Right.
We will have facilities. If you
I
bring
think-
your
I think
children,
your
let
wife
us know.
was mentioning some sort of
Yeah,
day
she'll be
planning
covering
for
that.
them, right?
Yeah, and we'll be covering more of that next week. We're
I think
you're
we'll have
getting all-
Christina and Karina on, right?
Yeah.
That would be good.
yeah, Christina and Karina, who are really the event organizers,
And Ernesto. Did you see that
and
thing? Oh, I
Ernesto. Well, yeah, he's going to be the stage manager.
see if I
So
can share the picture here. I think
yeah. Oh, he's kind of. Yeah, he's kind of got the thing going. This he's got a rough. You show the. There's our
yeah,
staging.
okay,
All right,
okay, there we go. Let me see if I can.
that's his idea of staging, but we'll. Looks good.
Yep.
Yeah. So we're gonna. It won't quite be that way, but he's got it down. He's going to have the audio and the video, and we want this to be a very well run, tight ship. All the way through. We want it to be a great experience for all the attendees, and we want to, of course, we'll be recording it all too. So yeah, that's. Ernesto is just great. He's the one that put together our videos for.
Yep.
When we've done the adventure, so you can see what we're doing here. We're gonna have it. We have our in-house sculptor. You can see the past two Bitcoin Standard bears are behind us there. Right next to Eddie there is Tyler Jenks, and there's Saifedean, and we'll be announcing new Bitcoin Standard bears.
And your head will be here.
yeah, your head will be there. Exactly. So, Tyler he really liked the idea of the Bitcoin Standard staff. He says, you know what, because as Bitcoiners, we do want to start traditions. We believe in this stuff for the long term. We're not short termers. Yeah. And so what we think that what we're doing here is historically significant. Just as I believe that, I've been doing this, the sound money movement ever since I was in my 20s. So it's been 50 years now. And it was a very lonely club back there when it was just F.A. Hayek and Milton Friedman and a few other economists out there, Ludwig von Mises, Henry Hazlitt, and they laid the intellectual foundation. And now, of course, we have this new technological innovation where we can apply sound money. And again, what I teach guys, I believe in Bitcoin. I believe Bitcoin is sound money. But I believe in sound money regardless. And that it doesn't have to be Bitcoin. It can be something else. But you don't need to tell me about it. You just need to show us. And right now, Bitcoin shows us that it is unique because it's a secure store. It is digital gold. It's very secure. And of course, we're learning just now how to use it, which means it's very volatile. And maybe someday that will change. I think I have my own opinions of what it will take for it to change, but I don't see that change coming anytime soon. It's going to be the next generation that's going to do that. And the people that are basically at this conference, because I hope I'm around for another 10 years, but I want to get out. I need to retire a little bit more than I'm at and not do quite. I love doing what I'm doing, but I also want to pass what little I've done. I do want to pass on. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope we've put you on the right path. I really enjoy, sharing what we've done here. Eddie has seen it from the very beginning when we were working out of a closet. Yep. And now we've got this
super nice
studio. We didn't, and learning how to use it. That's what it's all about. Just you don't have to know a lot about Bitcoin to be useful with it. What you do, whatever you do, whatever work you do, whatever your profession is, just be the best that you can do at it, and roll up your sleeves and get to work. There is a there is reality, and reality is sound money, and that's what's changing. We're living in a surrealistic world right now. There's going to be some really hard lessons learned, and if you can get that lesson, if you can learn that ahead of the curve, ahead of everybody else, you're going to be just fine. And then we need to be there when, if we do have a societal collapse of some type, we're going to be the ones that are in the position to pick up the pieces. And that's what we want to be here. And that's what I'm doing down here. I think Mexico, particularly the Baja, is much freer than most of the rest of the world. And there's a different ethic here. It's an ethic that the United States, that Americans has lost, that they still maintain down here. And it's kind of beautiful to watch. And it's different. It's not the same, but it has a much more solid foundation. And you have to remember, Mexico's a much older country than the United States. Been around here for a long time, and the roots are very deep. There's lots of problems down here, but I think they're overcoming it. And I think this experiment down there in San Salvador will be interesting to see, because that was probably one of the most troubled nations in the entire world for decades. And it'll be very interesting to see if Bitcoin can, it would be great to see San Salvador turn into a Latin America or South America, Hong Kong. The center, and it could. It literally. Oh yeah. And so can the Baja down here. I mean, it really can. And that's why I'm down here. The future is here. It's not going to be. There's just too much that needs to be unwound in the United States. Now, hopefully, it can be done, but it's not very promising right now until there's a tremendous change of people's minds and thoughts, because you don't have the welfare state down here that you have, or the entitlement. People don't feel entitled in Mexico. They kind of do. They, in a way that they do. It's different kind of entitlement, but they don't feel entitled from the government. I think if you're a wealthy family member, the rest of the family thinks they're kind of entitled to your wealth. There's that one. But it's not that they're entitled because they're entitled because of family. They're not entitled because the government's supposed to provide for them. So, which is a different type of entitlement, and I don't think nearly
they mix them
as bad.
together.
Huh? Yeah, not nearly as destructive as
But they mix them.
Yeah. So, guys, thanks for tuning in. We'll be doing this again, and let's see.
We're done.
We're done. What day is it today?
Friday.
We're on Friday already?
Oh yeah.